JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is an anime about colonizing. No, not that colonizing. Dio colonizing JoJo's life. Jonathan's dad owes Dio's dad for robbing him. Yes, that is what happened. Are we gonna talk shit about him for being an idiot? Yes. Alcoholic dad is dying and sends Dio to the Joestars.
In order to create a good first impression,
Dio clocks the dog. One-ups Jonathan in academics, one-ups Jonathan in etiquette. This kid is the cousin that your parents compares you to. Bro turned the entire town against Jonathan. Hell, he's even 10 steps ahead in the ring. JoJo goes in for a punch, came out way too strong. Uppercut, cross, 2 jabs, another cross, and Dio has observation hockey. He's playing with his food. Takes a step, gut punch, gives bro the knuckle sandwich, and you might think that's it. But then he sticks out the thumb right into JoJo's eye. Dio hits the victory pose, but the fit is not fire. Unless your name is Arthur Morgan, you are not looking slick in the suspenders. You looking like Humpty Dumpty standing in that victory pose over there, alright? Take those off. The fit is ass. Then JoJo falls in love. Dio sees this and is just like, that shit ain't happening. Steals JoJo's girl, her name is Erina by the way, but Erina ain't having any of that shit and starts washing her mouth with this dirty water. Do you know what age these guys are in? This girl is risking smallpox. So now Erina is avoiding JoJo. Our boy has had enough and goes to settle the beef. Dio, run my ones! Goes in for the most obvious punch.
Here we go again.
Dio parries and does not even counter because JoJo's momentum carries him straight into his elbow. I know Dio is the bad guy, but let's give credit where credit is due. He read JoJo like a book. JoJo sends a right, Dio blocks and counters. Now Dio is thinking he's got this in the bag, but then gets hit by the anime MC special. Grapples the face, hits the headbutt. Dio is shocked, eyes rolling back, thinking that this monkey could not possibly win. But all the thoughts left JoJo's mind.
He just wants to ruin Dio's life.
Lands the 10-hit combo.
I'll fuck you in the ass with a fucking knife, you fuck!
But then pops has to ruin the fun and stops the fighting. Of course, Dio is not happy with the fact that he and JoJo struck even. But first, here's a clip of JoJo's dog.
Oh, Danny, I know you will always be my friend, no matter what Dio does.
So this dude
Burns JoJo's dog alive.
It cannot be that serious. Dio has had this quadruped beef ever since he got there. Day 1, and he decides to clock the dog.
For no other reason other than the fact that they are subservient to humans.
That is ridiculous. I'ma just say, Dio just wasted a week's worth of food. Fast forward 7 years, and Dio is trying to get daddy's money by poisoning him, but JoJo ain't letting that happen. So he goes to London and tries to dig up evidence on the poison that Dio has been giving Pops. Nothing here is too important. We meet Speedwagon. He's the GOAT. Also, this happens?
you'll receive a kick in the bollocks from a leg the size of a tree trunk.
Not even John Oxford could construct such a beautiful sentence. This must be Queen Elizabeth and Mike Tyson fused together. Dio's here too, for whatever reason. One step in London and bro is an alcoholic. Dio wants to kill JoJo before he can heal their dad, and he wants to use this mask. Tests it out on a random pedestrian. Turns out the mask is blessed with the water from the River Thames, because this dude sits right back up, ready to beat the shit out of Dio. Thinks he's Foxy, jumps Dio, literally misses, hits the wall with the power of a Detroit smash, and sends Dio flying.
I gotta get out of here!
Anyway, the sun cooks the guy, turns out the mask turns into a vampire. Now Dio's cooking up a whole nother scheme. It's time to go back home, but now JoJo's got Dio pinned in a corner with all the evidence he needs to turn Dio into the police.
Oh, JoJo, I totally regret everything. I definitely have changed. Please have mercy. Yeah, he seems legit. No, you idiot. I can smell the evil just by his scent. Who the fuck are you? And, oh, wait, why are you in my house? Right about now, you're probably wondering who I am.
Yo, did Speedwagon just follow JoJo home? Also, scent? Why are we going around sniffing people? You are not Chae-in. So, Dio's about to get cooked, but the poison maker is saying,
He won't get caught. It's evident by the 3 birthmarks on his ear.
oh yes, I was born with 17 moles on my penis. I must be the choice. And that's when Dio pulls out the mask and uses Pops' blood to activate it. And you'd think Dio would have something up his sleeve after laughing in front of the whole ass firing squad, but nobody bats an eye. And then he reveals that he has the power to separate jaw from cranium
Like Jello.
This man got dismantled like 2 human-shaped puzzle pieces and then got turned into a fountain. Alright, Dio, we see the fit. Speedwagon shoots Dio straight in the head. His aim was on point. Too bad Dio
Does not care.
and Dio's just like, I'm a little thirsty, starts sucking this man off, sends this guy flying, catches 2 bodies collateral damage. So JoJo goes, time for plan B.
I'm lighting this whole house on fire.
Dio rips open the curtains, gets tangled in the curtains. Are you fucking retarded? Jojo has had enough. He goes in kamikaze style, tackles Dio. Bro's got Dio screaming like a girl. Yes, that is actually a sound he made. And Jojo hits the bullseye, letting Dio on a statue with a huge ass spike. He has this man getting burned at the stake,
Salem style.
and I guess we're saying Jojo has won even though Dio out-healed the fire from earlier. You'll find not confirming kills to be a big issue. Erina's back, tending to Jojo's wounds.
Oh, sorry, I was feeling faint.
It's okay, Erina. I'll always be here to catch you.
Jojo, these one-liners are not as good as you think they are. Then Jojo strikes this goofy-ass look like, bro, you are not risen anyone up with that face. But then this guy who talks like there's a cock in his throat shows up, sticks his pinky into Jojo, and Jojo turns black. Apparently what Zeppeli did unlocked some special breathing technique within Jojo called Hamon, and they spout a lot of bullshit with how it works, but all you gotta know is that it messes with your blood and is good against vampires and zombies, since whatever strengthening thing it has the same wavelength as the sun. Does any of it make sense?
No.
But it's in the title, so I guess we'll deal with it.
Yo, Jojo, we gotta slime Dio out. He's still out there?
Yeah, you didn't fucking
Confirm your kill.
He's still out there getting an
Army of zombies.
So the gang is off to find Dio, but that's when this kid steals all their money. Dio attached some random kid to an ancient war machine to get our gang to
Cross a river.
What? Walking across is too much for the mighty Dio? Also, can we talk about Zeppeli's diabolical running form here? This cannot be optimal. What are we doing?
You've fallen into my trap.
Zeppeli goes in for a punch.
Hamon is sent through the blood. So if I remove my blood, you can't attack me. And because this technique is so fucking cold, I can freeze you.
I don't know.
Jojo blocks, Zeppeli tries to kick, keyword tries, because 2 fingers from Dio does the trick to make this poor man's leg swing like a pendulum. Now Dio uses Edo Tensei to revive 2 guys from the history books, Crawford and Tarkus. And right after, dude just dips. The characters in this show really gotta confirm their kills. This man really left the group project to the rest of the members. Jojo's gotta fight this guy from his history textbooks. Who's next? Hitler? That would be ridiculous. Zeppeli's trying to thaw his arm to get back in the fight, but that's when Speedwagon puts Zeppeli's arm on his chest to warm it up.
You did not have to do this.
I'm convinced this scene was just to have Speedwagon flash the screen. You cannot get more gay than big burly men touching each other's muscles. Crawford is trying to run once with Jojo, and I'm not gonna lie, his walk is cold. He jumps in with his hands tucked behind his back, and he's got everyone confused, but it turns out he thinks he's that one irrelevant green-haired girl from My Hero Academia. He grabs his sword with his hair, slices, and during his dodge, Jojo falls into a lake. Now Jonathan is at a massive disadvantage since Hamon requires you to breathe, and obviously if you're in the lake, you can't breathe underwater. But then Jojo dives deeper? I think Crawford was just as shocked because this dude just lets Jojo do whatever the hell he wants. Bad idea though, because Jojo lifts one of these stones, breathes in an air bubble, that makes sense, and now he's able to use Hamon and sends an underwater ki blast straight at Crawford. Okay, but what was Jojo planning if there were no air bubbles down there? I'm not gonna lie, he was pretty much digging his own grave with that one. Now Jojo and Crawford are back on land. Jojo goes in for a barrage, but gets caught by the hair, and now Crawford is thinking he's won. But what he doesn't know is that Jojo has legs the size of tree trunks, splits the hair, catches the sword with his boot, and uses it to send Hamon straight into Crawford's arm. Jojo finishes Crawford off, and in his dying breath, Crawford gives Jojo his sword. Anyways, it's time for more Jojo bullshit. These guys use Hamon to make a whole-ass Fortnite glider
From the leaves on the floor.
and every time they do some random bullshit, the narrator always gotta start yapping. Like, we all know you try to compensate for this lack of logic. But when you attach kids to trebuchets to rob people, and when switchblades are popping out of this dude's body,
You don't say anything. What?
anyways, this kid is getting a little too comfortable, straight up pulls down his pants and starts slapping it. I do not care how young you are, if I was Jojo, I'd drop this kid and let him splatter at the bottom of the ravine. These guys glide into a fort on the side of the cliff, and Targus is all brawn, no brains. He isn't taking escape for an answer. Decides to jump this whole distance, lands headfirst into a random pillar in the fort.
This is great for us. His body can't regenerate, so there's no way he's still moving after that crash.
And not a single second afterward, this brute starts climbing the side of the wall. Nice going.
Jojo, get that boy to safety inside.
No, don't do that. Either they got Indians in here stinking up the whole room, or something devilish is about to go down inside of there. And guess what? The inside isn't even safe, because Tarkus finds another entrance. Apparently, this is where the knights used to train for their battles, and when JoJo wanders in, he gets sniped by this devilish device. What kind of knights are they training in here to have human-sized dog collars attached to the ceiling? Okay, JoJo, you did not need to strike that pose.
Ha, how nostalgic. The chamber of the two-headed dragon's chain deathmatch.
What is that name? I can just imagine these British people going,
Now what do we call our newest invention? How about the Win Knights Lodge Training Arena? Hell no.
Then what about the chamber of the two-headed dragon's chain deathmatch?
Perfect. How oriental and eastern.
So the way this contraption works is that these chains are connected to each other, and the only way to remove it is to get the key on the enemy's collar. Also, the door closes when a match starts, which is why Zeppeli is trying to, break through the metal door that is in a stone frame.
It's not. Open sesame. Avada Kedavra. The metal door surrounded by stone walls won't open, and I really don't want to try breaking the walls.
Tarkus gets started, and this man pulls the chain and has JoJo suspended. Everyone outside is watching, and the kid wets his pants. Yeah, JoJo really should have dropped him in the ditch earlier. Now the kid is having a flashback, and he's getting jumped by 4 big guys. Now, genuinely, what is so funny? But then his sister pulls up, and I'm just saying, if you pick on a kid and run away at the sight of his sister, you just a bitch. You can't go around beating up kids and then say you have manners since you didn't beat up the girl. Beat her up too!
So, why are you such a pussy? What? So why are you such a pussy? Poco, remember, if you don't fight back, I'm putting you 6 feet under.
Nah, never mind, this girl is scary as hell. But Poco does not want to get slimed when he gets home, so Piss Boy jumps through the window. Tarkus gives him a kick, but it doesn't make full contact. And this is not full contact, by the way. Yeah, he's still getting sent to the ER. But Lil Bro uses his will to push the lever and lets the Hamon Master in. Let's all buckle up for this ass beating. Tarkus is about to get cooked. You can see the confidence in his walk. It's over. And at first, Zeppeli is feeling it out, testing the waters, and he makes a move. Boosts off a wall, tries to hit Tarkus with a tornado overdrive. Okay, what the fuck is bro doing? This man is doing an airborne attack on a grounded enemy. Has Zeppeli never heard of a launcher? Has he never heard of a tornado? Tarkus pretty much has bro stun locked in the air, and all he needs to do is dodge and chop this man in two.
Zeppeli, your future. I can see you being an idiot and dying at the hands of this guy that kind of looks like Maui from Moana.
Tarkus dodges, wraps the chain around Zeppeli, and pulls this chain so hard that he simultaneously knocks out JoJo and Gojo's Zeppeli. I'm not gonna lie, he could not have fumbled harder than whatever that attack was. This death did not need to happen. But even though this guy is looking like Dusk Noir, literally legless, he still has juice and gives it all to JoJo.
With my ultimate. This is my ultimate.
Get your words out, bro. I know you don't have a lower body, but you don't need to giggity goo your way through the sentence.
This is my ultimate technique.
And Zeppeli sends his life force over to JoJo.
Aight, more for me.
No, you don't. Gives Tarkus a taste of his own medicine. Now this dude is just hanging like a Christmas ornament. Powered up by Zeppeli's life force, JoJo tries to rip off the metal collar.
There's no way you're removing that collar by force. You fool. You imbecile. You're a mere mortal man. You're trying to break steel that even I couldn't break. Might as well stop trying.
I know it's rage bait, but why is it working?
And look at that, now you're cooked. Maybe you should have used all that time you had hanging to figure something out. Tarkus goes in for a right. JoJo blocks with a chop. A chop. Not even a parry or a punch. We're looking at a dead man right here. Attacked with the chain.
Nope.
JoJo's got Tarkus tethered like a dog. This dude's got him on a leash. Chops the arms off. And then JoJo hits the with this treasure I summon stance. But he doesn't need Maharaga because this impact turns this grown-ass man into man goop. Maui from Moana just got evaporated.
JoJo, I think of you as my best friend and son.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Sorry, but we ain't like that. I met you 3 days ago. Don't worry, I'm gonna Swiss cheese Dio.
Speaking of Dio, he's trying to make it an army of zombies from the town he's chilling in.
Please, you can do anything to me, but please don't harm my child.
Okay, I won't do anything to your child.
Oh, this guy has at least some sympathy, is what I thought until Dio makes her into a zombie and then she just eats her own baby anyways. You cannot be that hungry. And the worst part about it, she's rocking the Potara earrings. She cannot be wearing drip like this while eating her offspring.
Please take the earrings off.
On the way to Dio, the gang comes across this guy. Looks like we found another autistic.
These guys don't know about my freak.
The warm blood of a child is such a treat? Is this the vampire version of a PDF file? The zombie pushes Jojo and just pay attention. Steps on the tongue for leverage and then gives a heel to the dome. Jojo has this zombie looking like a Rube Goldberg machine. And then once he's done, he just rips that tongue out. Jojo just gave a masterclass on disrespect. And right after, Zeppelin's friends come over and jump Jojo. This poor man can't catch a single break. This dude goes for a kick, Jojo blocks it, he spreads his legs, pause, spreads his leg, pause. How is this the game plan? And who is training these guys? If you have both hands in contact with the feet, just move him out of the way. Anyways, it turns out these guys, Dyer and Straits, trained with Zeppeli, and Zeppeli sent them a letter to come help with the mask situation. Straits is 10,000% a bad guy. Just look at him. No sane person is gonna be rocking the Orochimaru cut, alright? Let's keep it real. Anyways, these two also came with Zeppeli's master Tom Petty, so I guess they're all gonna jump Dio together. Remember Piss Boy from before? Dio was trying to rizz up his sister with these dogs? This is ripped straight out of Full Metal Alchemist. You cannot make this up.
You see, I, the mighty Dio, am not the type to force someone into companionship. But if you refuse, I could summon my zombies, all with the seeds we got, and you can you, or I could I mean, it's really all up to you.
And this girl slaps Dio. She did not just slap Dio. Nah, bro even just did the wilting flower emoji. Even the chimeras sitting around know she's cooked. They just all up and left while Dio summons
Faust from Guilty Gear.
And guess what his name is? His name is Doobie. That is not a human name. That's some shit you would name your pet dog. Who came up? Who was your mother?
Well, you can have fun with that.
But right when P-Boy's sister's about to get cooked, Jojo drops a whole ass anvil on Doobie. Where did you get that? Inside this dude's mask is snakes, and they bite Jojo, and Doobie starts, what the fuck is he actually doing? But all the Hamon guys know he's chilling. Doobie sends out his snakes, and Jojo makes quick work of him, but it's time for the final boss, Dio.
All right, boss, give the word and we'll turn them inside out.
No, leave this one to me. The mighty Dio.
Why is this guy always standing like a y equals square root x? Jojo heads up to bat, but Dyer's saying,
Let your superior handle this.
please, please don't tell me he's about to do the
Spread your legs attack.
And then Dio freezes him and shatters him like those satisfying ice-breaking videos. Now, why the hell didn't Jojo tell the Hamon users about the freeze? It straight up directly counters your power. Right before he dies, Dyer sends a Hamon-infused rose into Dio's eye, and that's all it took to get bro to crash out. Nah, frog piss is crazy. The switch up from
Leave this to me, the mighty Dio.
to
I'm going to feed you all to the undead.
is crazy. And stop doing that. You aren't Piccolo.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Jojo uses pocket flowers, pushes Dio's blind side, but you know, Dio, you could just turn your head a little. Anyway, Jojo slices Dio's arm off and then cuts this dude in half like 1,000-degree knife versus Coca-Cola. But does Dio care? No! He freezes Jojo's sword, sticks the fingers in the neck all while smiling. How is this guy so confident when his body is about to peel away from his spine like a banana? Dio is straight up caressing Jojo's carotid artery, which must be a violation of something. This man's disrespect is recreational.
Oh, look who it is. Great Koji Fushiguro, King of Fryer, Gojo.
But that's not all Jojo has in store. He uses the fire on one of the braziers to heat up the sword and thaw his arms. Dio was thinking that Jojo was gonna finish chopping him in two, cuts the sword off, but in that time, Jojo already charged up another punch, and it gets frozen. A monkey cannot surpass a human? Frieza, is that you? But Jojo isn't an idiot like Zeppelin or Dyer, so our boy lights the glove on fire to prevent his hand from freezing. Tries to get in his cross. Dio blocked it, but can we talk about how everyone is blocking attacks like this? Like those first couple episodes, Dio was throwing hands like it was his day job, 9 to 5. But now all we got is squeezing a punch to stop it? Really? You can't parry, grab, dodge, none of that? This is embarrassing. We got people like Dyer running the spread legs special because of people like you. But back to the fight. And JoJo's thinking,
I'ma kill you with fire just like how you killed my dog.
the punch connects and it's not looking good for Dio. This man is choking on his insides, so he goes in for a last-ditch attack and I kid you not, shoots bodily fluids from his eyes. Now, I'll take Echidna's bodily fluids any day, but Dio? I don't know about that one. In any case, Dio has fallen off the edge, and I guess we're just letting him be. Yeah, the guy who survived the bullets of a whole police squadron, the guy who was burned at the stake and survived, yeah, no, we're not gonna check to see if he's dead. We're just gonna let him fall off the cliff and assume we're good. Great idea, guys. And watch this, Dio chops his head off looking like Mordok and is carried away by his last minion. A month later, Jojo and Erina are going to America for their honeymoon, and it just so happens that Mordok is getting shipped too. This poor man was checking out the boxes and his head gets turned into a pufferfish. We're just killing civilians for no reason at this point. Dio has been let loose.
And so, I will now seize the body of the only man in the world I truly admire.
Okay, how? Dio is literally the anime equivalent to Stephen Hawking right now. The only working part of his body is the head, and this dude doesn't even have a wheelchair. Oh, I forgot he can shoot special beam cannon from his eyes.
Oh, and we ain't running ones no more.
Dio has the zombies swarming around the ship, but Jojo uses the last of his life force to make Dio's servant stop the ship's machinery to blow it up. Oh, wait, what was that? Did the animators not think anyone would notice that? They really said,
How do we give Dio mobility? Let's let his hair stretch.
Anyways, Jojo and Erina have a moment. They kiss, it's very nice, and all the while, Dio is, I guess just watching, because he can't move. Then Dio latches his veins onto Jojo, and the confidence this glorified paraplegic has is still over the roof. Erina, I'm gonna take Jojo's body. I really hope you don't save that random child over there, and then get in the box that's explosion-proof, fireproof, floats on water, and locks from the inside. It's pretty much a bomb shelter, but don't get in it.
Yapping until your dying breath, huh, Dio?
Jojo, think about it. I can grant you immortality as well. Let me go.
Oh my god. Are you aura farming right now?
It'd be so easy to drown this baby right now.